Okay, awesome. Good morning or afternoon, everyone, depending on where you're located. Before we get started, what I encourage everyone to do for the next 30 seconds is to head on over to our Prove It Facebook page and like and comment on, share today's post about our live Q&A with Dr. Mary Newport. She has an incredible testimony regarding how she came to know about the ketogenic lifestyle. So tag some friends in the comments, share it to your timeline, give it a heart. This should be a part of your DMO or your daily method of operation to those of you who are brand new to our community. Also, if everyone can do me a huge favor and mute yourselves out by clicking on your screen and tapping the microphone icon so that there's a red line through it, as I don't have my hands on the controls today, just due to some ancient technology that I have on my end. So I would appreciate it so much to avoid any interruptions. Alrighty, so can everybody hear me okay? Just thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, so first things first, I'm Katie Estrada. I'm a stay-at-home mom and full-time independent prover with our amazing company, Prove It. I'll be going over setting up your newbies for success in the first 48 hours, so I'll just kind of treat this like it is a welcome call. I am just going to admit this right out of the gate. I am absolutely scared to death right now because I've never led the daily huddle before, let alone talk to this many people at once. So I apologize in advance if I look like I'm going to keel over and die, or if I talk really fast due to having something similar to a squirrel brain. I'm actually working on my second serving of Swiss Max to help calm my nerves a bit. However, I do want to note that this is all a part of the process. We all come into this business or go through things in life that require facing fears so that way we can continue to grow. If you were at our recent More event in Orlando, you know that we had this thing called the Broken Arrow Challenge, and one of my fears I wrote down on my arrow before breaking it with my throat after like literally about 20 tries and wanting to quit was the fear of sounding stupid to those I speak to and the rising expectations from my mentors. So as I was trying to resist the pain of the arrow going through my throat, but once I finally stepped into it and stopped resisting, the arrow broke and I felt amazing. So that's what I'm doing right now, is stepping into my fear and eliminating excuses as to why I can't talk to you all here today. So I know once I'm done, I'll have grown another inch. And I think that's something we all need to realize when we're bringing someone new into our organization, that they're scared about something. The most common things being fear of failure due to lack of knowledge, and the fear of opening our mouths and speaking to people about what we have our hands on because we don't want to be rejected. So what's interesting is they walk in hand together. We can't be successful if we don't open our mouths, and we must remain coachable so we can learn our way around the conversation. Being fearless doesn't mean doing something without fear. It means facing our fears so that way we can fear less. It's a process, but we can absolutely put it into play for our new provers in the first 48 hours of their businesses. And it's more simple and not as scary starting out than we first think, right? So when I first joined, my girl Adriana had joined the same exact day, like an hour before I did. So we were both clueless and had to be extremely resourceful since Sylvia was still new to the game too. So we didn't really know up from down, and we had to get busy. I'm actually really grateful for that experience because it built a tool for me to use and pass down to all my newbies who come into this with me. but just remember that not everybody knows where to look or how to figure stuff out on their own. I came into this fresh out of another company that Sylvia and Adriana were both a part of with me. So I had that transferable skill already, but most people don't. So we need to be walking our newbies through the process. And this is just stuff that I go over on all of my welcome Zooms and phone calls with my teams. So write this down, make sure you have pen and paper out. The first order of business for newbies, they need to be going to our Facebook page and liking and following and hitting see first when they hit follow. So that way they can stay current with and get that social currency going. And then next is download the Prove It Pulse app, Voxer, and Zoom Cloud meetings. You'll absolutely need all three of them. The Pulse is important for a few reasons. Staying in the loop with sales, promotions, announcements, Zoom call information, incentives that are sometimes put out by Brian James. You can also get notified when you enroll a customer or a promoter. And when your promoters on your team promote up to the next rank, hit their Go challenges, and when you promote and hit your Go challenge, you can also click on the names of your customers and promoters that go through your Pulse app notifications, and their contact information is all right there. So you can actually shoot them a text or an email congratulating someone on their promotion with one click. It's pretty awesome. And Voxer is crucial for team connection. We use Voxer instead of Facebook Messenger due to Facebook not having any type of encryption settings. So this is a compliance rule to protect the house. So make sure you are utilizing Voxer for all of your team chats. Create an account, give your screen name to your sponsor, and they'll get you added to the appropriate community chat. Zoom is an important part of your DMO. Again, that stands for Daily Method of Operation. We, of course, have our daily hacking success huddles with Brian and other amazing champs. Pretty much they just speak life into our souls, give us incredible tools and plays that work. We hear from different people daily to keep it fresh, relatable, and inspired. I get on every single day, and this is absolutely one of the top ways I learned my way around the ketone conversation. We also have Ketone 101 and New Prover 101s every Thursday and Sunday night. Info is always pushed through the Pulse app. Those are two more fabulous ways to learn about the product, hear some testimonies, and pick up on some business strategies. So if you're brand new right now, get on that Ketone 101 and Prover 101 tomorrow night and invite some people to the Ketone 101 so they can learn about the product with you. Next up is logging into your cloud. Cloud is our back office. It's basically like a central command center where you can track your Go challenge, promotions, your customer orders, and the progress of your team. The first thing you want to do when logging into Cloud is clicking on your name at the top right of the screen and then going to your settings in the drop-down menu and editing your referrer code. This is your unique ID that is attached to all of your website links. The only way people can order product or sign up as a promoter is by having a referrer. So if someone went directly to the default Prove It Now website, they would have to input your code in order to place an order. You can make it whatever you want, but I recommend either first and last name or something short and easy to remember. I've seen some pretty crazy long ones before, and it makes it a hassle when you get a phone call from someone saying that they're trying to sign up and they can't figure out what your code is. So short and simple, save your referrer code. Next, you're going to go to your home page in Cloud. Scroll down, and on the left-hand side, you'll come across a share section with a drop-down menu with 4 links that have your referrer code attached to the front of them. They all go to different landing pages, so I encourage you to go to each of those links and get familiar with them so that when you give them to people, you'll know how to walk them through those web pages. Mimic placing an order, navigate all the sublinks on that page, and just familiarize yourself with it so that way you aren't just as lost as the person you're trying to sign up. So the Go Challenge button. for the love of all things holy, because I've seen this happen many times, unless you purchase an experience pack upon enrollment, like right after you signed up, don't push that enticing little green button until you have somebody ready to order or enroll as a promoter with you. What we need to remember is that not everybody has a full pipeline of people ready to rock and roll. So the Go Challenge is designed to be started on your terms and actually gives you a 2-week grace period to receive the product before you start. So that way you can be getting out 5 and 10 days to fill up your pipeline a little bit more. And the second somebody tells you that they're ready to order or join your team, whichever comes first, hit your button, and then it's really time to flex those hustle muscles. So tracking your Go Challenge. You'll be able to head over to the reward section in your cloud. Don't try to decipher all of the lingo and qualifications, how you get paid. I still don't know what the heck half of it is, but that doesn't stop me from being successful. I just focus on going pro and going MVP every single month. So look at the pro and MVP section in your rewards. It'll show you exactly what you need to qualify. You can actually click on them and it'll tell you what you need. Again, the lingo is super confusing at first. So just think of your qualifiers as points, like you're playing a video game. If any of you are gamers on here, this will be super easy for you. Have you ever played a video game that requires like a certain number of XP before you level up? Just kind of look at it like that, and suddenly it's more fun and less confusing. Only your reward is real money and not a trophy on the PlayStation Network. So you can go to the download section of your homepage and look up the customer and promoter buyer guides, and they break down the BV points that each product and pack is worth. If you haven't already, go to proveitnow.com/faststart and watch the video to see a simple breakdown of Pro and MVP, and download all of the Go Challenge tracker documents that are available on that same link. And then make sure that you connect with your sponsor or your nearest COC, and they can help you figure out where you're at and what you need. Social media posts. So for me personally, I never do welcome posts for people that join my community. If you're one of those people that does and it works for you and your team, that's great. But from my personal experience on both sides of the fence, I found that doing a welcome post before they are able to do a post of their own, it kind of drowns the whole mystery behind the mission. Their followers are going to see it, and then when your newbie does a post for the first time, the engagement will likely be lower. Uh-oh, can somebody mute? I don't know who that is. Where are we? So their followers will see it, and when your newbie does a post for the first time, the engagement will be lower because they'll know that person has financial gain, and they'll likely assume it's a biased post. So when I started out with Prove It versus my old company, I discovered starting off with a simple post that doesn't mention ketones, Prove It, or anything like that is the way to go. It gets people really, really curious. So for example, my very first post was a crisp, bright photo of the drink already made in a cute clear glass. And I said something like, I can't believe the energy and incredible sleep I've experienced, all thanks to this pretty pink drink, #better. People went nuts over it. So they naturally start asking what it is. And that's when you let the comments rack up for a while and respond with, I'll message you, because you never want to give away the goods right then and there. You want to start up a conversation, right? So when you get them in your inbox, all you have to say is something like, hey, let's say her name's Becky. Hey, Becky, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? And no matter what their response is, you're going to just go back into your share section of Cloud and copy the Experience Keto link and send that to them. This will lead them directly to your very own campfire video that shows them what it is that you're drinking and what it does in your body. So within that message, you'll say something like, check out this short, corny video about my drink. Get a hold of me right after you watch it and tell me what intrigued you the most. This is what we call the watch phase, which I will actually get into in just a minute. So now, if you're starting out and you don't have product on hand, take to take a photo of because you're waiting for your shipment, you can do something like this post, word for word. It absolutely works every single time. So seriously now, who on my friends list has never experienced ketones and ketosis? Comment with that little pointing down emoji. Then repeat the process with the campfire video for everybody that comments on it. And I'm serious, that stupid, simple status really works every time. I actually use it once or twice a month to get different people commenting on it. And for a long time, because I saw people using that status, I was like, I'm not going to say that because everybody else is saying it and people are going to think I'm copying and pasting and blah, blah, blah. And then when we went to More and they talked about it and I tried it and it actually worked, my whole trip home from More, I was responding to messages. So it's really, really useful. And I mean, sometimes you'll only get like 2 or 3 comments. Other times you'll get like a whole herd of comments. So just keep repeating that process. Something that you don't want to do is post stock images of our product, the campfire video, directly on your page, and avoid posting your link in a status. You don't ever want to spam people's news feeds, telling them to buy your product or place an order to help you with a promotion or goal. That's not what we're about. We also don't want to post screenshots about paydays, what your earnings are, and all of that jazz. Like when a bonus is achieved, we can absolutely celebrate them, but you want to stray away from giving dollar amounts. This is all about the experience of ketones and getting it in people's bodies, as we're not network marketing, we are community and educational based marketing. And that's straight out of the mouth of our amazing CEO, Brian Underwood. So all we want to do is connect people with resources, share our experience with the product, and that's it. So let's talk about Watch, Connect, Enroll. So Watch, it builds excitement, it educates, and it piques curiosity. Connect validates, excites, intrigues, and of course, a part of that is your follow-up. And then the enrollment process is the growth of your business. So you're just going to repeat that over and over and over again until the end of time, right? So Watch, again, direct everyone to that silly campfire video. And then another thing you want to do is set proper expectations while customers utilize their 5 and 10-day experiences by the use of the Hacker's Guide. So they have to respect the science and take the necessary steps to have the best experience possible. This can make or break it for somebody. If your customer doesn't know about things like electrolytes or starting out with a half serving, hydrating before drinking their keto, they can end up feeling miserable. And there is more to our technology than cracking open a packet and just drinking it. You got to work it a little bit for it to work with you. Hacked magazine is another one. So you can get those from the gear store via your cloud office by clicking on store, and then a sublink will be right there and it'll take you right to it. So you want the Hack magazine for face-to-face interactions, or to send out with your 5 and 10-day experiences along with that Hacker's Guide. You can actually bookmark the pages of the Hack magazine with 5 and 10-day packets using those little blue dot sheets that are generally available in your local office supply or craft store. They're actually like super, super inexpensive too. Facebook Live with a specialist on Wednesdays. There's actually one today here in a couple hours, so get on it, share it, invite everyone you know to watch it. Something that I do, I always share it to my timeline, and then I go back and in like the little corner, depending on what interface you have, it's like either at the bottom or the top, you can hit on share and then hit invite friends, and then you'll have this huge long list of friends that you can invite. I don't care if you have never talked to them about ketones, or if you have, whatever, if you just added them as a friend, invite them. Even if you're like kind of nervous to get the conversation started with that person, because I can tell you from experience, people that I have invited to those videos or those lives, I have gotten a lot of messages saying, oh my gosh, like, what was that thing that you invited me to? That was actually really fascinating. And I've gotten quite a number of customers and even some promoters from just simply inviting them to listen in on those, because there's some really, really valuable information. And it's not all about our product. A lot of it is about like the ketogenic lifestyle as well. So, and then invite your friends to your company Facebook page. You never want to say things like the company. It's your company. Take ownership of it. So when you head on over to the Prove It Facebook page, there's a tab that says community, and then you can hit invite friends, and then you can like go add like 20 new people to your invite list every single day, because when they're seeing that those posts from the Prove It page, and then they're seeing your post, they're going to connect the dots, and it's going to naturally create some more curiosity. Invite friends to the Ketone 101 Zoom calls on Thursdays and Sundays. Like I said, it's just another great way to get people interested. Some of my rock stars on my team are like, from when I first started, I got on those Ketone 101s, and they learned so much about not just the product, but the ketogenic lifestyle. They just like went super ham with it and fell in love with the whole thing. So those are really, really great. And then you can hear some testimonies on there as well. So connect. We have so many weapons in our arsenal when it comes to connecting people with valid resources. One of those resources is the Help Center FAQ at proveit.zendesk.com. If somebody could type that in the comments, that would be amazing. You can type in keywords to the search bar, and it will pull up an array of links for you to send to people. So make sure you read them too, and to ensure that you're sending them exactly what they're looking for. Plus, you'll learn a little something yourself. When you go to your proveitnow.com website, at the top, you can click on the Learn tab. The Keto U videos with Dr. Andrea Campitelli and the research section are both fabulous resources for you to send to people about various different things. And under the community tab, you can click on experiences, and you'll be able to send people videos of interviews with those who have had life-changing progress with our technology. Extra human validation might be necessary. So something that I always encourage my team to do is get to your nearest champ on a 3-way call, message, or Zoom. And sometimes your champ is going to come in and literally say the exact same thing that you said, but it'll click that time around. I'm in 3-way calls and messages all the time, and it truly does make a world of difference for the person on the other side. I'm generally in calls for PCOS, autoimmune disorders, and depression, because I can relate to all of those things. Yeah, I'm a hot mess express over here. And even for those who aren't even in my direct downline, if I have some extra time, I'm always willing to help out with that. The follow-up. So for people that you sent a 5 or a 10-day experience to, you want to ask them things like, how do you feel today? What's your favorite flavor? How did you sleep? And just kind of deter them from the weight loss side of keto, because many people get so wrapped up in what the scale says that they don't pay attention to anything else that's going right with their bodies. So this will help you and them in the long run to really notice all of the other benefits. For those of you who have already started the ketone conversation, would say something like, hey, did you check out that video I sent you? Pretty awesome, huh? What was your favorite part? Or wasn't that article insane? What's your take on it? And just asking open-ended questions that they're likely to respond to is key. So enroll. An awesome enroll play that I learned at Charge Salt Lake City that's actually been pretty successful. I think it was either Dustin Schaefer or Michael Rutherford that shared this. But all you have to say is something like, that sounds like you need to be using ketones every day. Did you know that you can get 10% off of your first order and earn free ketones every month after that? I have had people freak out over that. So just give it a try, play around with it. And then another thing is, be confident in our prices. Express that this isn't some fad product that they can go grab off the shelf at Walmart for $15 and expect the same results from. Personally, I'm surprised that they don't cost more, considering how much it has changed my life and lives around me. Like, seriously, we are very, very, very blessed. Explain the customer referral program to them so that they can get some free product. Like, I mean, what a company is just like, here, earn all your smart chips for free by simply sharing the magic with 2 friends every month, you know? So make sure that they know about that. Customers are our livelihood, and sometimes they turn into rock star provers themselves. So give them the royal treatment and always practice amazing customer service for them. We don't have a customer service phone line for a reason, because we are the customer service. So don't forget that. If somebody orders something that they're dissatisfied with, offer to trade them product, or find somebody on your team that has something they're willing to trade, or buy off of them even. If their shipment is super behind, like during like super huge sale times, because it happens, like last month, that was so crazy. Offer them a free 5-day and make it right. It'll create a long-lasting customer relationship, and they'll be more likely to tell their friends about you. So some action plays that you can do right now. You can do a mystery post with a photo of your drink, or asking, seriously now, who on my Facebook friends list has never experienced ketones? Text 10 people in your phone, asking them what they know about ketones and ketosis. Or you can tell them that you just did something super insane and that they need to come over right away, and kind of like freak them out a little bit. Not mentioning anything about ketones, prove it, or anything like that, and just get it down their esophagus, right? Because that's the main goal. You want to get it into their body. And if you're one of those super interestingly rare people that supposedly doesn't know a single soul on the planet personally, because I think we all have come across those people, send 10 messages to people on your Facebook saying something like, hey, Linda, I'm doing a survey to see who on my Facebook has ever experienced ketosis. Have you? It has nothing to do with Prove It. It has nothing to do with Keto OS. And you really do want to know who has or hasn't experienced ketosis. So don't worry about asking a generic question. It's not spammy. It's just a question, right? So if you do that in conjunction with the Facebook posts asking who has never experienced it, they're going to go to your Facebook and they're going to connect the dots and be like, oh yeah, she's really taking a survey, right? Sylvia actually taught me that one when we were in Salt Lake City, and it's been wildly successful, so give it a try. So I just talked your ears off for about 30 minutes, and I just want to remind you guys that we aren't the message. We're just the messenger, so we need to learn how to connect with people and giving them information. That's it. Don't focus on getting a yes. Go for no every single time, and you'll be super surprised. I'm actually really glad that I did this Zoom today. I feel way better than I did when I started. It's been a pleasure sharing what works for my team and I hope that you found some value in today's huddle. So if there are any questions, I can go ahead and we can stop the recording. I don't know